Let's say that a groundbreaking scientific study was released that showed that sugar consumption showed no correlation with coronary heart disease. This would be great news because everyone likes sweets, and it's nice to know that we don't need to worry about overconsumption. Well, this discovery was made in the 1950s, and it appeared that the science was showing no adverse effects on human health, specifically toward the emerging heart disease epidemic of the times. And the research continued to show this throughout the 60s and 70s, leading many Americans to believe that saturated fat and dietary cholesterol were the primary villains of the story, not refined sugar. Now, if you were a believer in science during these decades, again, this was great news because there was a clear path to weight loss and healthy lifestyle that didn't involve restricting refined sugar in your diet. But what if I told you that the studies that were being published and the research that was being performed was largely funded and performed by an organization called the Sugar Association? Would that make you a tiny bit skeptical of the findings that refined sugar was a healthy part of the American diet? It probably should. And that's more or less exactly what happened. And this is one of the most well-documented cases of what we might call a good old conflict of interest in scientific research that misled the general public so completely that we still haven't really recovered from that mindset of saturated fat, bad, refined sugar. Now, in case you're wondering, the Sugar Association, previously called the Sugar Research Foundation, was founded in 1943, and it receives funding from sugar growers across America, over 140,000, who pay dues for this research to be done. And so, in case you're not catching it, if the people who are profiting from sugar sales are the ones designing and funding the research projects to determine its effect on human health, would we expect them to publish studies that show sugar in a negative light? Obviously not. Now, the problem here, I'll argue, is not necessarily the way these projects are funded. Research has to be funded somehow. It's more of an issue of transparency, so that as consumers we know who's backing the research.